Hey, hey. Zelda. Mike marche pas? Non? Ok. C'est correct. Bonjour, bon matin. Good morning for everyone. I'm DaisyFannn. I'm here to introduce you to 007 Legend, Goldfinger. And in my crowd, I have GVWR. Sorry. And yeah, we just today we're probably gonna just show you one category on the last James Bond game that comes out in the last decade. So I hope you guys gonna have fun with it. It's gonna be fun. So let's get started. Okay. So, 007 Legend is the last game, comes out by Activision, since it was the last game, the actual license of James Bond games. So, it's kind of like not very much the best James Bond last game, so that's kind of unfortunate. But anyway, I'm about to get ready, and 3, 2, 1, go.
So you're saying it's not the best James Bond, but it's decent enough so that you're speedrunning.
If you have fun with GoldenEye, yeah, why not?
I have one question though. Is there DLC since it's Activision?
Excuse me?
Is there any DLC considering it's Activision that has done the game?
No, I don't think there's no DLC for that game.
Yes, there's a DLC, but it's not more variable. It's not impossible to have it unless you get the Wii version of the game, which is on the disc.
Aha.
So, as you're familiarizing with the game I present last time, and then NoReset, this one is the last James Bond game. It has a lot of the things that works in the version of the reloaded version. But this time there's jumping, which is a special feature in the game. So the only familiar things you will see is sprint canceling, and jumping will probably be different a little bit. So Reloaded brings a lot of interest. 007 Legend brings a lot of interest, not only as a James Bond game, but brings a lot of interest to a different way. So instead of be one mission away, it's multiple missions from the history of James Bond, which brings a lot of interest. Make it a bit more spicy, which is really great.
Oh, that's good.
But it's real short missions that explains a little bit about it. You know, it cannot be all the time the same game, right?
Yep.
It cannot be all the time the same story, so...
So you're gonna play new level as well as the one you played last year, or?
Pardon?
You're gonna play some new level?
Yes, new levels.
Okay.
From the other James Bond game? Yeah, definitely. So, in this James Bond games, you have a lot of things like gadget mini games, which are sometimes can be painful, but not much big deal at all. Other than that, it's just like Reloaded, but the only difference is that you have a jump button, and that you have mini games to gadget, which is, you know, one par classic from the James Bond movies, if you're ever familiarizing with the franchise. So, as I say, like, there's probably around 5 movies based off some levels, which are really interesting. Like, you have Goldfinger missions, Moonwaker mission, License to Kill missions, and
GoldenEye?
No, GoldenEye is already done.
Oh, okay.
And you have it's a lot of movies from like interesting movies that comes a long time ago.
So the level are based on James Bond movies from the 60s and 70s?
Yes.
Okay.
which is really interesting, I find, in my honest opinion.
Yeah.
Transmitting now.
And as I say, like, in this category, you'll probably see only like 3 similar minigames. And one is with the gadgets, one is going to be a mini puzzle, and one puzzle with the gadget watch, which is really interesting. So here what I'm going to do, it's a skip that I found out a long time ago. If I press really fast, I'm skipping a cutscene that wasted probably 6 seconds here in RTA runs, which is really good in IGT runs as well. So we're skipping a lot here. That works well on...
And now they're all chilling.
Yeah.
They were in a panic like 12 seconds ago, and now they're all...
Exactly.
All chilling.
There's a lot of things to optimizing when it comes to speedrunning, but my intention was to showcasing how the game works as usually. But really, like, as much like
to MI6.
other feature in the game, beside gadget, there's driving mission as well, which is really interesting. And I think it was the first time ever in an FPS Activision James Bond game, because like you have games like Stormblood would come out and have those kind of things, but they never come out on other console than PS3 and 360. There's also as well 3 versions of James Bond games on PC that are basically impossible to have.
All right, they are really rare.
So it's kind of really hard to get them, but they're really good for run base of real-time attack.
I want to know everything there is to know about Operation Grand Slam.
And the only way to get them is pretty much illegal, but I wouldn't recommend it. So there's part of the mission here that it requires you to stealth. Normally, like, stealthing is not much of a problem here. And eventually, once we're done with Galord, we're gonna get a kind of quick time event, which we're gonna fight a guard. And instead of pressing buttons, it's just gonna be the joystick button. You're gonna like syndicate a button where you have to holding directions.
What is Goldfinger
like
doing with a shipment of nerve
R
gas?
down, R L1, L down, R up, something like that. It's not really that much hard, but it's pretty friendly RTA.
Take me down.
Oh, okay.
I'll say.
Okay.
So friendly fighting QTE.
If anybody asks,
Sort of,
I'll do
yeah,
the talking.
Sort of.
When you think about it, it's unfortunate there's no upcoming James Bond movie. Not upcoming James Bond movie, but upcoming James Bond games.
Oh.
Unless the fan-made one.
Yeah, or they're asking
which
for
I'm
one.
looking forward. GoldenEye 25th.
25th?
GoldenEye 25. I like to call it 25th, I don't know why. Because it's going to be the 25th anniversary of the movie GoldenEye, that's why.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty cool. So, as I'm mentioning, that's going to be the quick time event kind of boss mini fight, which is with the guard.
Who is this?
It's not really hard, really much. It's just you're going to have to press the button at the exact what it indicated. It's not really too much hard, as you see in the tutorial.
Oh, okay.
So it's not much really hard. It's pretty much friendly, I'll say. At the time, because well, that was a long time ago. So the mini boss fight, I'll call it the mini boss fight. This gun here. Normally, you're supposed to use a gadget here, or the upcoming sequence
By the way, I
here.
didn't catch your
And I'm not gonna use gadget. I'm just gonna skip it. And first try. That's a really hard trick to do at first. Take me a little bit of time for that.
Filter on your smartphone to identify the pattern required to unlock the touch-sensitive key panel.
It's been a while. Oh god. Okay. It's okay.
Try 0001.
Yeah. 7. 7. Where's 7? There we go. You know, memories.
Yeah.
Just I just call it. I'm gonna throw it because it's been a month I've been practicing here. So I apologize if it looks playthrough more than anything else. So here's that mini game that I mentioned that it required you to use a little bit here.
Yeah.
So it's not really hard. It's like you gotta see like big part of the watch that tells you to putting the biggest part to each other, and it's just gonna pretty be easy. It's probably a really easy puzzle to begin with. It took me a while, but not a really while. It was a really short time figuring out how it works.
Where?
You just need to align the...
And when it comes to individual level, this level is just pretty much over once it's after that.
Okay.
There's gonna be escape sequences, but it's not much of a big deal. There's gonna be a quick time event after that. Well, the upcoming quick time event, and then after that, escape
Felix Leiter,
sequence of escape.
Okay.
But it's when it comes to individual level, the level himself is not quietly hard to optimizing. It took me a while to optimize it, but it's pretty good practice level to familiarizing how it works. Mobility and how it works with the jump.
How many levels are you gonna go through?
2, because Goldfinger is based on 2 levels.
Okay.
In this game. Unfortunately. I would love their stream mission of Goldfinger because I really love the movie. So I'm a bit biased to that. So there's gonna be the quick time event here with Objob. It's pretty easy. You just want to press one specific button. It's almost you never see it, you know?
Yeah. That was quick.
See, like, you see when you see it, but like if you do it at the right frame, you don't see very much the indicator, which is pretty funny. So as I mentioned, there's the escape sequences. And after that, there's going to be a long cutscene. So if there's any donation going on, like, you'll be free to do it. So, like, it's not really hard if you do the sprint canceling. As I mentioned, sprint canceling is a trick that we're using for GoldenEye Wii, GoldenEye Reloaded, and it does work for GoldenEye 007 Legend. So with that, we're managing to escape these sequences really fast, which is really good. So as I say, now the play is pretty much over for this mission. So it's pretty much based off cutscene now until, you know, if you're familiarizing with Goldfinger, how...
I'm not familiar with Goldfinger at all.
It's a great movie. I recommend you to watch it.
Okay. I really like the one with Daniel Craig.
It's pretty old, but it has this charm, which I really like. So, as I say, if there's any donations going on or ever happen, like, it's the best time ever now.
I may not have donation, but since it's 007, it's already have my heart and my love. Hey, it was Valentine's Day yesterday, so
yeah,
there's that at least, I guess.
Oh, I really talk about James Bond. I really can't wait for No Time to Die. I really can't wait for the upcoming movie to come out.
There's a new movie?
Yeah, it's supposed to be coming out soon.
With Daniel Craig?
Huh?
With Daniel Craig? With Daniel Craig?
Yeah, it's supposed to be this last movie.
Oh, okay.
So if you're familiar with this sequences, it's basically one part of the plot of Goldfinger, which is James Bond stuck in the table with the laser. Pretty classic.
It's a classic for me because I've seen it in The Simpsons. I've never seen the movie, so
yeah,
I know the...
There's a lot of reference to that scene.
Yeah.
That has to do it.
He's gonna toss a coin or something like that.
Huh?
He's gonna flip a coin.
No, not really.
Okay. That's what happened in The Simpsons, so...
it's something like, oh, Goldfinger thinks something, but he's overestimated you, so he just rather to stay you alive and, you know, do something for the, this is plot, no, this evil plot. It's an interesting story, I find. And the upcoming level is going to be straightforward beginning. It's going to be really simple. It's pretty relaxing. It's a pretty relaxing starting mission.
Okay.
It's gonna be a lot of like you're gonna have to take down those enemies and move it on. It's pretty gonna be simplified with Ron.
Good old James Bond.
Yeah. It's unlike GoldenEye Reloaded, which you can escape or you can skip a lot of things sometimes. This mission is more like base of you need to clear this room sometimes and it's over, and then you move it on. Unlike GoldenEye, some missions like Cradle, which require you to do the first phase and it needs to be done. So we're done with Auric Industry, and now we're heading to Fort Knot, which is the ending of Goldfinger movie.
Oh, we're heading for Fortnite?
No, not
Fort Knot.
Fortnite.
Sorry.
Fort Knot. Sorry for the spelling. I'm really not
Nice,
my
man.
English at all.
Pulling your leg.
Fort Knox, Mr. Bond.
So,
The pilot has
as I
turned off
mentioning,
the seatbelt
this mission is
sign.
pretty much
Pilots have
feels
dropped
more like an
nerve
auto
gas
scroll, but you
on
have to
all
clear
the
everything in
American
order to go to the upcoming
Now
sequence.
follow me.
It's pretty simple. Once you get inside, it's where the run is a bit starting, I'll say. And a real-time RTA run. Normally, I skip a lot of things like shooting RPG at some point for the second phase of this auto scroller, kind of.
I have to admire your
And,
determination, Goldfinger. All this
Sometimes it
to
can be
steal the
really,
gold.
really RNG get a rocket
Don't be
because
silly,
rocket
Mr.
hits
Bond.
really
I
hard
thought
Okay.
if you
had
don't
more
have
imagination
the
than
gadgets
that.
on. Because right now we're
I'm
using the
going
gadget.
to irradiate
Since
the gold
with
a
gadgets it
nuclear
helps a
weapon.
lot. It gives you
Nobody
opportunity
will
to
be
skip
able
in
to touch it for a
RTA
century.
runs and
And the
in-game
value of
time
your
runs.
holdings will
A lot of
skyrocket.
things that gadget
Exactly,
gives you
Mr.
opportunity to
Bond.
do in runs and
But
when it comes to
alas,
speedrunning, which is really
You
interesting.
won't be alive to see it. Bring him ahead. Handcuff him to the
So
bomb.
pretty much the plot is bad villain guys just throwing a bomb. Oh, it's okay. It's just control.
Oh, by the way, is your Xbox 360 overheating?
No,
Not this time?
not this time. It's just
Okay.
controller. It's cool. It's fine. I'm just gonna buy a new controller eventually. As I mentioned, I just got this Xbox a long time ago. Still, it's
Still
alright.
working. Still good.
Still good. I'm really happy about it still. So as I said, this mission is pretty simple and it's gonna be really easy. As I say, once we get inside of the fort, it's where it runs starting a little bit more. Other than that, there's gonna be some side where it's requiring to target, shoot those enemies eventually, and then moving on. There's gonna be a part where I'm gonna be obligated to do reset checkpoint in order so the other AI friendly can respawn. Because sometimes it's just, as I mentioned, Reloaded is buggy sometimes, unfortunately. So I need to take down those enemies, and once I'm done those enemies, we are done already with this phase 1 of this part of the mission. Which is not much of a big deal. So by the time I've take down those rockets, I have time to just swapping in order to get my gadget ready. Because there's going to be a part where it required you to use a gadget minigame in order to opening the other gates. So in this part normally I skip a lot of rocket RPG, but I'm not going because sometimes it can be risky. And it's done. So we're going to the sequence of the gadget here. As I said, this gadget can be real tricky because it required you to hold in a specific time. Like it can be a little bit harder sometimes. So the part here is done, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the RPG here, and I'm going to use it to snipe the enemy right here, the kind of anti-vehicle right here.
Sniping with a rocket.
And one really good thing, what actually I was about to say, one real cool thing about once you get inside of the fort, as you know, Sting on the HUD,
So who tipped
I
you off?
use the
Your
rocket,
friend, Pussy
and once I
Galore.
get inside,
She
you'll
helped us
see
switch out
like
the nerve gas
1,
for
2,
oxygen.
so it
Good.
kind of like
All that's left is a
refueled my
nuclear bomb.
rockets, so I can use my rockets again,
Oh, that's nice.
Here, you may need this.
which is really cool.
On
It's
three.
just only works on the weapons you equipping once you entering. So it's really useful for the upcoming room, which is going to be filled with a lot of enemies. Because like there's going to be a lot of enemies and going to be everywhere.
That's why we got a rocket launcher.
Yeah, exactly. It saves a lot of time if you use a rocket here, so it's worth. There's going to be like, well, as I'm mentioning, 007 Legend is a really buggy game. So sometimes if you jump there, the enemy is going to be already triggered. So normally I skip a lot of enemies here. I probably shoot 3 or 2 guys here, and I'm go right ahead to right ahead so I can use my rocket after that. Because a lot of the enemy is going to be in the middle, which is pretty much worth to use the rocket eventually.
Yep.
And I blow up this guy because, hey, I'm Gens Monk, so why not, you know? And I blow up those guys too because, you know, hey, I'm
You're
double
Gens
7,
Monk.
you know?
Yeah.
So, this room is over. So it's pretty much over, this part. And what we're gonna move on in this, where your friend is gonna just go to this door, open it. There's another door up down there that you can open by triggering by jumping, but you can glitch out the the upcoming room, which is kind of not recommending an RTA run because it feels a bit too unsafe.
But it might crash or?
No, it's just it aren't gonna load correctly.
Okay.
Like it loads really well, but sometimes just like the AI is not gonna respond correctly, and it's just too risky. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna sprint cancel until I can, until I get to a specific part where I can escape. And as you can notice, like the frame is dropping a lot in this game. I've been mentioning that too. In this game, the enemies, once you're nearby them, they're hitting you like they're having knife commandos. So they're hurting really hard if you're near them, which is really odd. And as I said, we're actually did the sequence where we have to kill those enemies, and then this part of the mission is pretty much over, and we're pretty much done for this part. We just want to sprint until we get to the specific part. And that's pretty much it, you know. So I'm gonna do some skipping some part here because it saves a lot of time since I have a lot of gadgets that help me to stay alive a little bit more. And there's gonna be that checkpoint right here that I'm gonna restart checkpoint in order to put the AI right next to me so he can open the door. Because sometimes, as I'm mentioning, this game is really buggy, and if you wait it too much, he's not gonna be there, unfortunately.
It's gonna get lost or?
So it's kind of unfortunate whenever it happens, but you know, it's just how it is, you know.
You don't want that.
So this part is pretty simple. He's gonna want to kind of like cut the power, and what you're gonna do is like cover him. Eventually, he's gonna need your help to clear that gadget, which is gonna put you in the mini game, which I'm really it's probably my least favorite gadget game in the game. It's gonna be a gadget which I like to call the gadget collar because it's kind of annoying to dealing and a really good run. It really can be random at some time depending of how the gadget will gonna work out. And if lucky, somebody should have no, okay. I was expecting somebody to have a shotgun, but not really, unfortunately.
Not today.
So I'm just gonna take down some enemies here. So as you can see, like, you have the hug of telling you there's a gadget mission right there. And there's some instruction about explaining that tells you need to match the colors at the exactly color in order to succeed. It can be really annoying sometimes. I really am not a fan of this gadget. And an RTA run, it can be really easy to screw the run by mistakes so easily. Sorry about that. Here we go. So, in a good RTA run, that can screw me really well because, like, if it's that long, that I could easily like lost my run, unfortunately. But as I'm mentioning, just for showcasing, that's good intention. So, but other than that, once this puzzle is over, the runs is pretty much safe to be done eventually.
Good.
So we're almost at the end of the mission, which you're gonna be able, like, there's gonna be an upcoming room again, which you're gonna have to full clear the room in order to go to the other room.
Cover me.
A lot of the part of the mission on this mission, it's all about that a little bit. And here I just want to take the shotgun from that guy, and I'm just gonna use it to full clear the room really, really fast.
That guy went flying. No. reminds me of the ragdoll in the first Hitman.
And we pretty much clear the room. As you see, you noticing this once you see the follow mark right head to Felix.
That means you're done?
Yeah, pretty much. So the upcoming part of the mission is you're gonna go to a specific zone where it requires you to go there as fast as possible. So at that point, I can just sprint cancel until where I go back to a quick time event fight, which is a quick time event fight for a specific reason. And we can skip here if we use the jumping trick, which allows us to skip a lot of parts that are not necessary. So it saves a lot of time here by jumping. Big shout out to Purple Sun figuring out that earlier. Big shout out to him. He's really helped me out on how to optimizing this in endgame time to RTA. A lot of the community help it out. Really, that's a great thing about it.
Yeah.
And this is probably going to be the only first battle here, but there's going to be an upcoming battle, and I'm pretty sure you're going to be familiarizing with who it's going to be. I'm pretty sure at least you're going to be familiarizing with who you're going to fight, right?
Yeah, I hope so.
Huh?
Who am I gonna fight?
Who are you going to fight? Who could you guess it?
I'm really not familiar with James Bond.
Oh, you want to know? You want to see something cool after that?
Yep.
All right.
Oh,
So-
it's okay.
Yeah, it's off job. So you want to see something cool after once I'm done with this part? This
Yep.
part is basically straightforward. You want to go really as fast as possible because you tank pretty much every bullet except melee, because enemy hurts you like truck whenever they close to you, but if they're shooting at you, you can spam multiple bullets. But once they hurt, like they're punching you, it's almost like you're gonna like dying from breath. So as you can see, we're skipping a lot of actual not necessary things here, and we actually already done.
Nice.
And I'm gonna checkpoint here,
I'll say odd
reset
job time.
checkpoint.
Yep.
And there's gonna be a really funny thing that's going on after that. Once we get to up job, you might think it's up job,
Or is it?
but you'll be surprised. It's gonna be a plot twist.
Huh.
All right, so just gonna reset checkpoint again, so it works out. So here it's pretty much simple. There's a trick that we call Fort Knox Skip 1, which required us to jumping in a specific moment where your health is fully. And as you see,
Good.
hey, who's this?
My God. You're fighting odd.
Fighting your
Daniel
own
Craig.
self.
That's special.
It is, it is.
Odd job.
That's 007 Legend for you, my friend. It's almost like, you know, Daniel Craig's trying to putting the hat right next really felt well, but it just doesn't even work.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, it's okay. Maybe it's just object thinking is Daniel Craig, you know?
Yeah.
Possible. Just possible. So this part, like, it's the second part of the fight, which is just like move to press button specific time. Nothing much really hard. It's pretty much over with the quick time event of this on this category. So what we're gonna deal here is a cutscene until the end. Do you remember Felix?
Felix.
The other guy that saves you on the early mission.
I wouldn't say I remember his name, but yes, I remember.
Yeah,
his
the
name.
guy you just got thrown by the elevator at
Okay.
some point. Yeah, that guy. Remember him?
Yeah, I forgot his name.
Yeah.
Now I know it's Felix's name.
Yeah, his name is Felix, just like in the movie. Hey, man.
So I definitely need to watch the GoldenEye, Goldfinger.
It seems like we are the winner and not this Jenswong.
Nope.
And Jenswong was trying to be odd job, just didn't work out, man. Just didn't work out. He's not too much tiny for that. So as I'm mentioning, this is a long cutscene. We're pretty much over, but there's gonna be a last quick time event.
Oh,
And we're almost close to time this.
I love quick QTE.
Oh yeah, it's fun.
Machine move guy.
Yeah, hey, we've completed the mission.
That. Wow.
Hey, it's Daniel Crane again. Hey, what's up, Dan?
Well
Incredible, a lot of Dans out there, right?
Let's get out of here. We've got a
That's-
plane waiting.
Hey,
to take
another
you to
Dan.
Washington.
What's up? It's crazy, a lot of Dans.
When the president invites you to lunch.
And they sure wanted to really see Daniel Crane as the next Sun Country. You can tell that. They're really biased. I'm pretty sure. So this scene is the last scene of this category, which is one, probably two input, which is not much hard. If you're familiarizing with the movie, you should know what is upcoming. It's pretty classic way of how a villain die in a James Bond movie, I'll say.
I thought it was going to be good time with the lady, but
Congratulations.
Unfortunately, as you can see, Gallord and Goldfinger is not Daniel Crane as well.
that's sad.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Interfered with my plans for the last time.
So,
Mr. Bond.
as the moment you punch Goldfinger, there's gonna be a quick time event. Require you to pressing 2 times
Go.
left
I
trigger.
told you to change course.
And once he's punching you, you're gonna punch him back. And he's gonna try to throw you this punch with his gun to your face again, but it didn't work out. And that, my friend, is oh, time is quite pretty good. Look at that.
Yeah.
20 minutes exactly.
Just like an alien is getting sucked out of the.
That's pretty good. So the moment it times right next to the moment when you see the black screen. And time. Here we go.
Well, that was nice.
That is a part of 007 Legend Goldfinger. A lot of the missions with all the base movie are pretty much all that way. The only exception is there's one of the recent movie, which is Skyfall, as a DLC. They never come out. It never came back, unfortunately, due to the problem of the license. And pretty much that's it. And then we never heard of James Bond games ever after that, unfortunately.
Yet, for the moment.
Until that, I recommend you all to wait until GoldenEye 25 infos comes out again. I recommend to follow GoldenEye 25th on Twitter as well.
I'll definitely.
A lot
do
of
that.
progression tells what. So, as pleasure, it was a pleasure showcasing this. Shout out to the community of James Bond as usually. Really good guys. They're motivating me a lot to run this game a lot, just like GoldenEye and GoldenEye Reloaded. So I thank you them, and thank you for accepting my run as well for NoReset. Stay tuned for the upcoming run. It's gonna be an interesting one, and I hope you have a great stream for you all. Thanks to Stay By, and see you next mission, everyone.
Thank you very much to DaisyFannn for the marvelous run of 007 Legends. And now we'll get into a next mission with Rebel Freeman and a little big adventure. So stay tuned and we'll be back after a few technical system, the usual.